into the back of the net. Medina! Go for the birthday boy!
Good evening and welcome into the zone. We are live inside the Gladiator Alumni Club Lounge at the Paramount Fine Food Center as we await the start of tonight's major arena soccer league match between your Mississauga MetroStars and the Baltimore Blast. Good evening, Alf de Blastus alongside TSN soccer analyst Stephen Caldwell, and he'll be joining play-by-play announcer Alex Bastiavansky on our live stream broadcast in just a few moments. And Stephen, the MetroStars earned a very important win over divisional rival last game. They face another divisional opponent tonight, but this is not just any other rival. This is the Baltimore Blast, the three-time defending MASL champion, and a team that gave the MetroStars a baptism by fire, the first match, the season opener, a resounding defeat over the MetroStars.
Yeah, you're correct, Alf. It was a very difficult start for the MetroStars, obviously going away to Baltimore. The three-time champions was always going to be difficult, but it was a slow start, getting used to this game. They ended up having a defeat in that game. But back to the last game, I thought they were absolutely terrific against the Harrisburg Heat. They came out, they played more of a traditional game of arena soccer, a little bit longer from goalkeeper Becic. De Rosario was magnificent as a captain up top, holding the ball up. And I thought it was a more, professional performance from the MetroStars. They managed the game really well, and they come up with an all-important victory.
Well, Stephen, this is the second of 3 games in a span of just 7 days for the MetroStars, and you know all about congestion. This is particularly during the holiday period. In terms of man management, Stephen, what do you think Phil Yanati, the coach of the MetroStars, will need to stress to his players today, not only for this evening, but in advance of another match on Saturday afternoon?
Well, I think you always stress the importance of squad at this point, Alf. You're going to need everybody, so that's the important thing for Phil Yanati, to go around that entire roster, make sure everybody's up for it, everybody understands the role that they're going to have to play at some point or another. You're going to have to put the arm around someone and ask for him to play some meaningful minutes. It's not just about your starters or your stars. In any form of soccer, especially arena soccer, quick changes, people on and off, everybody's important, and when the games come thick and fast, you as a player have to realise you have a role to play, be ready for when that moment comes, and try to grab it with 2 hands.
Thank you, Stephen, as always, for your insight, and a reminder to our live stream viewers, make sure you follow us on social media. At Saga MetroStars is the handle on Twitter, Instagram, as well as Facebook. Let us know where you're watching this live stream from. Post your pictures online and use the hashtag MetroStars Live, and we'll give you a shout out during the game. And now let's get the pregame ceremonies underway. Here's your public address announcer, Matt DiNicolantonio.
Mississauga MetroStars fans, welcome to the Paramount Fine Food Center for tonight's match, featuring the visiting Baltimore Blast taking on your Mississauga MetroStars. The officials for tonight's match are referee Ryan Sigich, assistant referees Mark Kadlicich and Christopher Grabas. Fourth and fifth officials are John Elwin and Les Anning. Here is the starting lineup for the visiting Baltimore Blast. The goalkeeper, number 0, William Vanzela. Defender, number 12, Adriano Dos Santos. Defender, number 16, Sam Guernsey. Midfielder, number 23, Melo Yontas. midfielder number 17, Jamie Thomas, and forward number 4, Andrew Oxy. The head coach of the Baltimore Blast is David Bascombe. The following players are not in tonight's lineup for the Mississauga MetroStars. Number 7, Sina Handan. Number 9, Lerone Young. Number 11, Anthony Osorio. Number 20, Mutaba Amin. Number 22, Spyros Stirjotis. Number 88, Luis Rocha. Number 92, Martinho Demevski. And number 96, Sebastian Lopez. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats for the singing of the national anthems. Performing for us this evening, please welcome Juliet McConnell.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. that keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
And now here is tonight's starting lineup for your Mississauga MetroStars. In goal, number 89, Adrian Bechich. On defense, number 4, Adrian Can. On defense, number 10, Marco Rodriguez. Midfielder, number 6, Matthew Rios. Forward number 13, Damian Graham. And forward number 14, Dwayne D. Rosario. The head coach of your Mississauga MetroStars is Phil Ionati. All right, fans, we're just about set to go for kickoff here. Let's hear you make some noise.
You're watching Mississauga MetroStars Arena Soccer on MASL TV. Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome to a key matchup for your Mississauga MetroStars. Alex Bastiavansky doing play-by-play today. Hello, everyone. Alongside former Scottish International and TSN soccer personality Stephen Caldwell. Stephen, it doesn't get any bigger than this. A true test for the MetroStars in the young MASL season against the Baltimore Blast. A chance to see just how far this team has come in a short period of time.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. A happy new year to everyone who's watching. But what a great matchup we have in store after the MetroStars won the previous game at home, 7-6, a nail-biter. They come back here in the Paramount Fine Food Centre. They're playing against the 3 times champions in the Baltimore Blast. It's going to be a magnificent matchup. MetroStars trying to build on that great victory. It's been a difficult start, a few away games to the season, but a game that they can build on after what was a great performance previously.
It's a trial by fire for the MetroStars here against the 3-time defending MASL champion Baltimore Blast. Spoke with head coach Phil Ionati before the game and said, what do you guys need to watch out for? And he said everything. They are astute defensively. They've got all kinds of offensive power. They are missing a couple of key pieces tonight, Stephen, due to injury, but according to Phil, it shouldn't make a difference. They've got so much depth, this team.
Yeah, they've been quality for a number of years. Looking at the recent history, there's been sort of 2 formations of the Baltimore Blast, but the first one 1918 and the second one, they're just constant perennial candidates, aren't they?
Damian Graham on the run down the winger from MetroStars into Dero. Nice little back heel there into the waiting hands of keeper William Venzela. And there we see the Graham DiRosario combo, Stephen, that's worked so well over the last couple of games. Baltimore close in chance, but just over top of the bar. But Damian Graham and Diro have been on fire the last couple of days. A great combination together.
Yeah, I thought DiRosario was magnificent last game, Alex. I really did. I thought he gave a real captain's performance, leader throughout the match. Just played a lot of minutes as well for his age. You think about the age Diro's at, the number of games that he's got in their legs. A couple of guys down there. I think Becic, the goalkeeper, in the collision. It was a big chance missed by Josh Hughes. But yeah, back to Diro. I think he was absolutely brilliant, holding the ball up. Played a lot higher than we've seen him play before. That was a game plan that Phil Ionadi sent the MetroStars out with, to try and have Becic play longer balls off the boards. Diro did a brilliant job of reading where that was going to go, bringing other people into play, and a real captain's performance.
And a bit of a scary moment here, as you mentioned, a collision on the pitch, and Adrian Becic, who's been so key for the MetroStars as the squad learns the ropes early on in their first year in Major Arena Soccer, down on the pitch right now, getting his ankle looked at. And backup Sebastian Zabalos on the bench looking on anxiously. Nobody wants to have to come in this way, but they're taking a close look at Becic's ankle there. Becic early on in the season, Stephen, as I mentioned, so critical to this team, having a 2-3 record, helping them steal 2 victories early on. Of course, the last game much deserved that victory, but he's had to face a lot of shots thus far.
Yeah, I think he's been superb for the MetroStars. I think he's brought, a calm confidence to the play as well. He's one of the leaders out there. He takes parts of training and that. He's almost, in an assistant coaching role for this team. And last game was terrific. He had a lot of balls at his feet. It was a distinctive game plan. Becic was setting up a lot of the plays, playing it longer into areas. Then MetroStars were backing up from there. And I thought he made some important saves at times as well. He has that calmness in goal, doesn't he? So they won't want to lose him. They'll be glad to see he seems to be back on his feet. He's okay now. Like I said, I didn't really see what happened there. I was too busy watching the action. Josh Hughes really should have put it in the back of the net for the Baltimore Blast, but he put it over the crossbar. The game will resume. I think we'll see a cagey start here, Alex, from the MetroStars. I don't think they'll want to give anything away early, maybe not too many men forward in the early stages.
Of course, the first time these two teams played, that was the first game in the history of the Mississauga MetroStars last month in Baltimore. It was, as mentioned, a baptism by fire as the defending champions, defending 3-time champions, spanked the Stars by an 11-3 count. And the Achilles heel for the MetroStars so far this year, Stephen, has been slow starts. They had a good start against Kansas City a few weeks back where they actually ended up losing the game. But aside from that, so we see a great chance for Baltimore in tight, deflected off into the stands. But thus far to this point, the MetroStars have fallen behind early and had to dig themselves out of a hole almost every single game, haven't they?
Yeah, and they did that in the first game of the season against Baltimore, and it was too big a hole to come back from. Again in Orlando, 5-0 down was it, and then back to 6-4, found themselves 9-5 down again. So we saw it can change really quickly in arena soccer, but you don't want to give the opposition too much of a foothold to hold on to. Last game was a bit more exciting, a bit more end-to-end. The MetroStars just about done the job in the end. I thought they deserved that in the end, but when you go 4 or 5 goals behind, it just gives you that cushion, that buffer, and the confidence to then move on from there.
You'll notice from Baltimore, they're a team that knows the ins and outs of the arena game. Great use of the glass, great use of the boards, the angles. Something, of course, the MetroStars are still learning, but again, we've mentioned the last game, minute by minute, they're gaining confidence as they learn more and more about the arena game, and it showed against Harrisburg as they dug themselves once again a 2-0 hole early on. Came back, though, and ended up holding off the Heat for a 7-6 victory, their second in franchise history, as we see Rodriguez fighting along the boards. It's going to be a free kick for Harrisburg. At the end of that Harrisburg game, Stephen, we saw Rodriguez with what was pretty much a game-saving tackle, sliding in the process, popping out his shoulder and being taken directly for medical attention. But he's back. He was back training the very next day, according to Coach Ionati. He's in the lineup tonight. Yeah, we understand it's something that happens to Rodriguez quite often. He's done it before, but it was a scary moment once that we were very concerned. We saw that brilliant tackle just to keep the lead and to see out the match. And then walking off, his arm was absolutely limp by his side. It looked like he was maybe going to have a little sustained period on the sidelines, but fortunately for the MetroStars, Rodriguez is back. He's one of the few members with real experience at this level, having played for Florida last season, so delighted to see him out there. Great quality with that left foot as well. Plays more defensive for the MetroStars, but
loves to get forward and is very dangerous with the shots with the left foot.
The loss of Marco Rodriguez against a team such as Baltimore would have been devastating for Mississauga tonight, as we see beautiful ball movement by Baltimore, intercepted by Mississauga. Happy just to try to relieve the pressure. Rodriguez, the only member of the MetroStars who actually has MASL experience from previous seasons. He played with the Florida Tropics last year, and he's taken an instrumental role on this squad, coaching as much as head coach Phil Ionati has, really helping to learn the Saga players, helping to teach them the ins and outs of the arena game. Baltimore on the attack here, shot on goal, nice. Stopped by Bejic, who just got his mid up on it and deflected it to the side of the net. Here's Mobabuli, back for Rodriguez. 10:50 left in the opening quarter here, 0-0 so far. Live from the Paramount Fine Food Center in Mississauga, Ontario. Dero loses the ball. As Baltimore moves it back up. Stephen, there's that play we see so much in arena soccer. Bejic playing the long ball into the far corner, allowing one of his teammates to collect the ball, and that's been a move he's played with Dero many times so far this season.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's working for the MetroStars. Why change it if it's working? Dero got a little bit of a knock there from that one. It looked like he maybe had an opportunity to get the ball down and strike a goal. Didn't quite develop like that, but he seems to be walking a little gingerly at the moment. Not a bad start from the MetroStars. The experience of this Baltimore side is there to be seen. See a quick breakaway chance, but I think it's been a decent start, Alex. In the game, they did well not to concede maybe in a couple of occasions, but starting to find their feet and possess the ball a little bit more.
As we mentioned, confidence, showing a lot more confidence thus far, game by game as we go throughout the season, as we've got 9:51 left in the opening quarter. I think Coach Phil Ionati, as you mentioned, would take this so far. Even Steven with the three-time defending champions. It's going to be a Baltimore free kick, though, in the MetroStars end. So Baltimore with a good chance to possibly break the goose egg here early on. Notch the first of the game. Played off to the side. Shot on goal. Skied, though, over top of the mesh by Andrew Howie. As Bejic will collect, put it back into play. For fans new to the arena game, you'll see that a lot from the keeper. You may do a double take the first time when you see how far a keeper like Adrian Bejic actually comes out of the goal to play it almost up to midfield at times. But that's the arena game. Here's a steal. Graham. Dero, shot on goal! Spectacular! Dwayne DiNozario opens the scoring for the MetroStars at the 9:23 mark of the opening quarter. Great start by the first-year squad, Stephen.
Well, that's the partnership you spoke about, Alex. Graham and DiNozario combining the work rate, pace, agility of Graham. Just finds DiNozario in the middle. He's not going to miss from there. We know that from the history of his decade, 15 years in the game. Puts it away comfortably, exactly where the MetroStars want him. Great start. Weathered the early storm from the Baltimore Blast. Found their feet a little bit. This is brilliant from Graham. Just squares it across to DiNozario. Blasts it past the keeper, Vanzela. 1-0 lead MetroStars.
Baltimore looking to even it up right away, but it's going to be turned back to the MetroStars, and DiNozario leading the team in scoring thus far with 12 points now. That'll be, I believe, his 7th goal of the season so far. The ageless wonder, 40 years of age. Canadian men's all-time leading scorer in the 11v11 game. 4-time MLS champion. Head coach, general manager Phil Ionati was one happy man to be able to lure him out of retirement to come play for the MetroStars, as we see Graham on the attack once again, being forced into the side there by Mike Diesel. Graham pursues. Matthew Rios along the boards. It slides back for Rodriguez, and the MetroStars will regroup. Damian Graham inserted into the lineup by Coach Phil Ionati for the first time, the starting lineup against Harrisburg, coming off a hat-trick performance against the Orlando Seawolves on the road in a loss the week before. Sean Brand out front has it fall just over his head. There's Dero collecting once again. But Graham, a hat-trick, and then rewarding Coach Phil by putting him in the starting lineup by notching another goal against Harrisburg. Him and Dero were causing fits all night long for the Harrisburg Heat in that game. Here's Mobaguli, intercepted though by Baltimore as Daniel Oliveira plays it across to the wing. Baltimore will collect. Very cool, calm, and composed aren't the Blast, though. They never really look rattled, do they, Stephen?
No, they don't. They know there's a long way to go. They're going to have their opportunities. Concentration.
Shot on goal, and it's in. Jamie Thomas knots it up at 1 apiece. Baltimore catching the MetroStars napping and tying this game up with 7:40 left in the opening quarter. It's going to be a timeout. We're going to take a timeout as well. You're watching MetroStars Arena Soccer on MASL TV. We'll be back in just a moment.
Fans, our next home game is this Saturday, January 5th versus the Milwaukee Wave. Kickoff is at 3 o'clock p.m. The MetroStars will then close out the 4-game homestand on Friday, January 11th versus Utica City FC. Kickoff for that one is 7:30 p.m. Tickets are still available for both games. Visit MississaugaMetroStars.ca for details.
All right, fans, it's time for the Dave & Buster's Energy Meter, and we've got these power cards for the loudest fans in the building. Let's hear you make some noise.
Baltimore goals scored by number 17, Jamie Thomas, assisted by number 23, Jonatas Mello. Time of the goal, 7:20.
Important. It was Mello, the star player. He's got the most points in this Blast squad. He was the one that run off the back of one of the forwards of the MetroStars and squared it across to Thomas. Put it in the back of the net.
Bit of room there, just wide. That was a set play, though, off the boards as he was looking for his teammate, and it was just out of the reach, though, of Jamie Capinos. Graham, big, long strides, in close. No referee, no whistle by the referee there, which I thought might be forthcoming. Graham had a free chance at it, but couldn't quite corral it.
It was Diesel that just lost his boot, wasn't it? As Graham was rushing forward, he's got a bit of pace. Damien Graham, I think he just stood on the back of Diesel's boot, but referee allowed advantage. It went through to Vanzela.
I think you would have seen Baltimore up in arms over that one if that had counted. There's another, off the goalpost. Becic swats it away and back into his arms. Getting a bit lucky there as the ball slammed off the iron and back into the waiting hands of Adrian Becic. Still a 1-1 game.
Can't believe it didn't go into the back of the net. Andrew Hoxie was in there. He will be absolutely amazed that he couldn't get the leading goal for his side, the Baltimore Blast. It looked like it was just going to go into the back of the net. Came back off the post. Still thought it was going to go in. MetroStars just did about enough.
Danny moving in the middle. Left-hand shot just wide of the post, though. Played off the boards. There's Can, Di Rosario. Back to Marco Rodriguez. Both teams wounded right now. The Walking wounded, missing some key players, and Baltimore is missing their key player, number 11, Tony Donatelli. Last season, 10th in scoring across the MASL with 43 points. He was named to the All-MASL second team, and this year so far, 7 points, 3 goals and 4 assists. Second in team scoring as mentioned, so missing a bit of firepower, but as Coach Iannati mentioned before the game, they lose one player, they just slot another one right in. There's so much depth on this Baltimore squad as we near the 5-minute mark remaining in the first quarter of play. 1-1 here at the Paramount Fine Food Center between your Mississauga MetroStars and the Baltimore Blast. Fight for it in the corner. Off the official, actually, Sean Brown, who's been inserted back into the lineup, plays it back. Kukelovich lays it back. Becic, long ball into the corner. We've mentioned how much they like that. Corralled this time, though, by Baltimore. Collision there as Josh Paredes gets it back nicely. Rodriguez, and they'll play it back to Becic and start all over again. But nice ball control there by the MetroStars.
Yeah, I don't mind this kind of football, Alex. I think it'll suit the MetroStars. A bit scrappier, make it a little bit of a battle, get it into the boards, into the corners, and then play off there. At the moment, it looks like it's a bad foul there. It could be a card coming, yes, blue card.
Rough foul there.
It was John Orlando,
John Orlando, yeah, and that was on Adrian Can.
Yeah, it was a little bit late. It's hard to see how dangerous it was, but it was certainly a big reaction over at the side there. And both referees did not hesitate to pull out the blue card. John Orlando's going to have a couple of minutes over here in the sin bin. It's going to be a power play for the MetroStars. And back to my earlier point, I like the scrappier play from the MetroStars, Alex. You can see already Baltimore Blast have a number of quality, agile little players. They want to play the short little 1-2s, and they look like they're very good at it. MetroStars have to try and mix this game up, make it a different battle, use their physical strength to try and play into the type of game that they want.
Also not give this Baltimore team too much space. We've already seen a couple times now. If they give them an inch, they'll take a mile. As they've scored once, and they've almost burned them a couple other times with 2 goalposts, I believe, so far. For those watching the arena game for the first time, a blue card means 2 minutes in the sin bin, similar to hockey. It is a man advantage, so Baltimore will be down a player for the next 2 minutes. There'll be a man advantage for the MetroStars. And a bit of delay on the field here as we start things up. Rodriguez, Mo Babuli, who's been so strong so far this year for the MetroStars, down the wing. Babuli looking up front for Rios, deflects off the Baltimore player, though. Out it comes. Rodriguez pinched, got burned there as Mello plays it up, but just a touch too far for Jamie Thomas as Mississauga will collect, and minute 35 left on the power play.
Sorry, Alex, brilliant from Babuli, wasn't it, just to get back there. Rodriguez was a bit hesitant, the edge of the line there, and Mello looks an absolute quality player so far. He's all over the field.
Nice ball by Dero. Babuli cuts inside. Babuli, beautiful footwork. Looked like he was going to go left, then right, then laid it off. No shot yet. Rodriguez shot on goal over top into the mesh, though.
Yeah, I'd like to see them move the ball a bit quicker. Just mentioned at the start of the show that Marco Rodriguez has a brilliant left foot, but move it around, use that power play to their advantage, stretch the 4 outfield player defence of the Baltimore Blast. A shot from that area, I'm sure Vanzela would be happy with that.
We've got just under a minute left now in the power plays. Rodriguez takes a look up at the clock to see how much time he's got. Back for Dero. Baltimore doing a good job of keeping Mississauga to the outside right now. Rodriguez, Matthew Rios, back for Dero. All on the perimeter right now. Not much happening for the MetroStars as they look to somehow try to penetrate that stiff Baltimore defense. Back and forth. Dero again. In tight grab. Oh! Matt Rios off the goal post. Gorgeous ball movement there by the MetroStars, though, as they took their time, penetrated Steven, threaded the needle, and just couldn't quite squeeze it in, but that's encouraging stuff.
Yeah, it was beautiful play. Rodriguez at the point of that attack, just orchestrating it, but Di Rosario was absolutely influential on the left-hand side. Played a great ball into Graham. There was a fantastic triangle formed, and Rios was extremely unlucky. Maybe should have done better and put it in the back of net, but I liked the ball movement. I liked the strategy behind it.
Dero looked like he was trying to actually swing it off the glass there, but knocked right into Baltimore possession here. Orlando gets bullied off the ball by Dero, but it gets taken back again, and here's Orlando. Orlando on the trot. Orlando in tight. Nice stop there by Adrian Becic, who came out and made himself big there to take that blast off the chest. But the play is whistled down, and it's going to be a Baltimore free kick from dangerous territory here with a minute 57 left in the opening quarter.
Yeah, Dero penalised there for a bit of a shoulder bar. I'm not sure, maybe a little bit too much force, but it was very important. Looked like
shot just wide of the net. Mello collects once again. We've seen Dero not shy about throwing his body around. He could have been a hockey player in another life, Steve, and a couple of good body checks against Harrisburg on Sunday, and a couple of good ones tonight as well, laying the body.
Yeah, he's extremely strong, isn't he? What he lacks in pace at the latter stages, the autumn of his career, he makes up for in strength and guile and intelligence. And you see him there playing a captain's performance again. He's been a defensive third. Not that easy to get back and forward, up and down this arena, I promise you, but he's doing a magnificent job of that, setting an example for his younger, less experienced teammates.
Absolutely. Banked off the board out front there by Sam Guernsey, but back into MetroStars possession as Rodriguez will start over again, back for Becic. Becic will likely give it a big boot. Yes, he does downfield, but into the waiting chest of Dos Santos there. Oh, in tight, good chance for Baltimore. The MetroStars escaping there as Dos Santos could not quite put it home. With 45 seconds left here, Graham, shot on goal. Nice save, though, by William Venzela. MetroStars would love to try and notch a second one before the end of the quarter. As you see David Velostegui pulling his man down. Can't really argue that one, and it's going to be brought in here by Baltimore.
It was a smart little foul from Velostegui, just as well, just to thwart the attack, slow it down a little bit.
Just under 30 seconds left now. Dos Santos at midfield. Playing it back. Sean Brown guarding his man closely. Sticking right to him. Booted away by Velostegui. 10 seconds left now. Baltimore. Just a couple seconds left to get something going. Let's see if they can do. On the trot. Shot on goal just wide. Off the glass. And that wraps up the first quarter. A very encouraging first quarter for your Mississauga MetroStars, hanging with the three-time defending MASL champion Baltimore Blast. MetroStars Arena Soccer on MASL TV.
Fans, please help me in welcoming back to center field the amazing Trick Zappa. All right, let's make some noise as he gets started. Okay. He's picking up the water bottle. What's he gonna do with the water bottle? Wow. Pretty impressive stuff from Trick Zappa. Let's hear it one more time for him. All right, we're heading into the second quarter. It's time for a t-shirt toss.
Welcome back to Mississauga MetroStars Arena Soccer on MASL TV. Alex Bashavansky alongside Stephen Caldwell here. as we're getting ready to start the second quarter. 1-1 after 15 minutes of play. And Stephen, your analysis of what you saw in the first quarter and the play of the MetroStars.
I saw sensible arena soccer. I thought that they played it very, very well. They're playing against a quality side, some really technical football players, lovely little 1-2s from the Baltimore Blast. They rode their luck a little bit early, but they tried to play a game that suited their style and suited their abilities and the qualities that they have as a team. And I think they should be proud of that first quarter. There's a long way to go. They're going to have to do it a little bit better if they're going to come away with a win here tonight, but a great start to the match this evening.
Some statistics from the first quarter. Baltimore out shooting the MetroStars by an 8-3 count. Didn't seem like it was that one-sided actually, but 8 shots for Baltimore, 3 for the MetroStars. Blocked shots by Josh Peretta, Marco Rodriguez, Sean Brown. D-Will with 2 shots on goal, of course, one of them being a goal. For Baltimore, no blocked shots, but 2 shots on goal by John Orlando. 1 by Mohamed NJ, 2 by Dos Santos. Fairly even first quarter, though, of play. This Baltimore team has mentioned 3 straight titles, and they are pretty much the flagship franchise of the Major Arena Soccer League, as we say. A nice stop by Betchich there. But 9 championship titles throughout their history since being founded back in 1992. Shot on goal, stopped by William Venzela. But a tradition of excellence, this Baltimore squad. So it truly is a test for the MetroStars to see how far they've come since the beginning of the season, when Baltimore spanked them by an 11-3 count on the road. And so far they're hanging tough with this experienced Baltimore squad, as we see the Blast on the attack now. Dos Santos down the wing, playing out front, and that's stolen by Matt Rios, who just boots it up to alleviate the pressure. Played back for Valenzuela. Baltimore in midfield. Charging forward now. Not much help there for Josh Hughes. Looks back to the middle now. Back to Keita. Hughes again. Shot in the middle. Oh, through the legs of Adrian Betchich. Put home by Josh Hughes. Beautiful ball movement by Baltimore. It almost looked like they sort of lulled the MetroStars to sleep for a moment there and then jumped on the opportunity. Yeah, great ball movement and also great body movement as well from the Baltimore Blast. It was brilliant play from Hughes. I didn't like the matchup between Hughes and Graham. In the first instance, Graham did okay just to defend him, but then as Hughes moved across the field and into the middle area, Graham just switched off that second. Nice little ball. Hughes put it away. He missed the earlier chance, but he's a fine arena soccer player. You can see from his qualities, he's very agile. He wasn't going to miss that. You see the patience of the Blast, though, as mentioned, that experience. Content to set up the play. Take shots when they feel it's a higher percentage, and 2-1 for the Blast now as the MetroStars look to equalize with about 12:25 left now in the second quarter. Sean Brown, Mobabuli off the boards out front. Good eye by Mobabuli, though, playing the arena game and using that bounce off the boards. Brown doing the same. Third away by Baltimore, not out of danger yet, though. Brown along the wing, laying it back to Kukalovic. Joseph Karen. Back for Kukalovic, and Karen receives once again. Mobabuli. So effective for the MetroStars early in the season so far. Played in Syria last year. Coach GM Phil Ionati was able to lure him back to his hometown of Mississauga to play in the inaugural season for the MetroStars. As we see Karen at midfield now. Mobabuli on the run. Looking for the bounce off the boards, and he gets it right back into the waiting hands of William Venzela. But that's another set play, Stephen, where they're using the Karam off the boards really well there. Yeah, it was a nice ball off the boards. Babuli reads it. He knows it's going to bounce over the defender. Keeper was sort of out his area. Babuli tried to just nod it over him, maybe. Could have brought it down, but smart play. Babuli's movement was good. Again, trying to find a way into this match. It's also how you begin to get used to the dimensions and the bounces in your own home. Of course, Baltimore play on one of the smaller surfaces in the MASL, and they definitely know how to work that to their advantage. Mississauga's home turf are a bit more conventional in terms of size, but every rink is going to have unique bounces off the boards and glass. And game by game, it seems that Mississauga is getting a lot more comfortable and aware of what theirs are going to be here. As giveaway, and Karen has to scramble back there as it was given away at midfield, but Baltimore not making the most of that chance.
It was a big chance for Hoxie to score a third goal for the Blast. Big error there. I think it was Kukalovic who played it across, and Becic was right out his goal. Looked like an easier one for Hoxie to put in the net. Concentration again for the MetroStars. Just have to stay so vigilant here against one of the league's best.
We saw Becic get burned in the last game when he was out of his net, tried to make a move around Harrisburg player, was intercepted and put in the back of the net. Couldn't fault him on that one. That was Kukalovic that gave it away, and Becic scrambled back in time to make a nice toe save there. Adrian Can trying his luck from the outside, but nice play by Hexick to make the stop out front. Rios had it come to his feet, but Venzela managed to snag it once again.
Just couldn't move his feet quickly enough, could he, Rios? Just to prod it into the net. Strong play from Adrian Cannon, right at the boards, and the ball just kind of clung to the boards all the way around. Rios was right in front of goal. Unfortunately for the Mississauga MetroStars, Rios couldn't put it into the back of the net.
Leading scorer for this Baltimore Blast team this year is number 23, Jonatos Melos. 3 goals, 6 assists, and 9 points. He's from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Looking up and down the statistics of this Baltimore roster, though, Steve, and it's interesting because leading scorer in the league right now is Gibson from Kansas City, a player we both really like.
Yeah.
We saw him from the comments here. 21 points on the year, leading scorer for the Blast in as many games. Only 9 points so far, and I asked Phil about that before the game, Coach Iannati, and he mentioned, once again, he said it's not about putting up the big points because there's so much balance on this squad. But 9 points is nowhere close to the league lead, of course. But they don't need just one player, this Baltimore squad. They are solid up and down through the lineup as we see a collision there.
Yeah, we talk often about the quick shift changes as well, don't we, Alex?
Yes, we do.
The importance of that, and you can see they are in absolute unison, the Baltimore Blast. They know when they're coming off. It's not an individual game. It's about a short, fast shift and then getting off, letting someone else on. They all look to be similar in stature and size, so the style really suits. Brilliant play.
Orlando on the break. Orlando, oh, great save.
What a tackle.
Beautiful tackle by Kukalovic there. Getting back to take the ball away from Orlando and negate another chance. That's one of the best defensive plays we've seen from the MetroStars thus far with 8 minutes left.
Yeah, I think it was Mello again and Orlando combining brilliant football just to put Orlando through, and I just thought he was going to wait and Becic dive into the side and slot it into the opposite corner, and there was Kukalovic to make a timely tackle.
So Mississauga playing with fire once again, but managing to escape midway through the second quarter here. Still a 2-1 game. Keeping it close with the 3-time defending champions. Robabuli guarding his man closely. Back for Dos Santos. Looking inside. Oksik playing it across. Shot and a goal. That was arena soccer perfection.
Yeah.
Right there, laying it off the glass back to his teammate. That was a set play. That was by design. And the education continues for the MetroStars. Baltimore doing it right, 3-1 now.
Yeah, Josh Hughes again, terrific finish. He was already moving as it came off the boards.
We're going to finish that thought in a second as we take a quick time out here. Mississauga MetroStars Soccer on MASL TV. More coming back in just a second.
At At Monte Carlo Inns, we're the first to admit there's no place like home. So let us welcome you to the next best place, where guests feel like regulars, even on their first day, where you can be as productive as you like, or, if you choose, not at all. Where quality, service, and value are commitments, not rhetoric. With Toronto at arm's length and everything else within your grasp, Monte Carlo Inns is your home away from home.
If your hearing is deteriorating and you're ready to look for a solution, turn to Pro Sound Hearing Center. As a locally owned and operated family company, we care about our community, and we strive to provide the best possible hearing services.
We're very client-oriented and client-focused. I feel like that's what made us stand out and win this award today.
Thank you to the City of Mississauga, the Mississauga News, and of course our clients and everyone who voted for us.
Enjoy the game from the Gladiator Alumni Club Lounge. You'll have access to your own private entrance, VIP seating, pregame hors d'oeuvres, and postgame entertainment. Single game access and full season membership are still available. For more details about the Gladiator Alumni Club Lounge, visit MississaugaMetroStars.ca.
TV, Alex Bastiavansky alongside Stephen Caldwell. 3-1 for the Baltimore Blast now, is the Blast notching a third just before the break there, and it was executed to perfection off the glass and back out front for Josh Hughes, who put it home as we see Dero trying to equalize off the boards, just wide. Shot by Joseph Karen. We've seen him put in a couple this season from that exact spot. He's got a great one-timer. The Baltimore on the attack once again. Mello, nice interception there by Matthew Rios, but it was a perfectly executed play by the Baltimore Blast there, wasn't it, Stephen, on the third goal?
Yeah, it was brilliant from Hughes again, and not entirely certain who played it off the boards, but smart play. Maybe it was Mello, and Hughes was moving. He knew what was happening, Alex. He was already coming across his man into an area. His weaker left foot just puts it. Arrows a lovely shot into the corner of the net. Very good player for the Blast. Hughes got a couple of goals already this evening.
The pitch has been tilted slightly right to left here over the last few minutes of the second quarter here, where the Stars were keeping the play of balance pretty even. It's Baltimore's been taking over a bit though, clicking on a lot of these passing plays here and paying off with the third goal as we've got 5:55 left. Orlando banking it out front. Nobody there but Dero to collect. Dero along the boards. 1-on-2 there. Nicely gets it off for Graham though. Graham cutting to the middle. Back for Rios. A lot of talking by the MetroStars right now. They're being vocal, which obviously you want to hear. So they are communicating. Within 2 goals of these 3-time defending MASL champions, Adrian Can, former Toronto FC defender. Back for Rodriguez. Played last year with the Orlando Tropics. Nice move there. Dropped though by Andrew Hoxie, and it's going to be a free kick for the MetroStars. What have you seen from Mississauga over the last few minutes that maybe they're doing differently and need to change, Stephen?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that, Alex. Get bent back a little bit there through the quality. I think they've been a touch unlucky. There was some shots, just maybe not bouncing the right way. Great shot there from Kerem with his left foot. Just missed the goal. I don't think it's all bad, but you have to be careful. Just don't get penned back too much. I think the spacing between the Blast is just a little bit better than the MetroStars. They do a very good job of really spacing out the pitch, creating nice little angles for each other. MetroStars, like you said, still learning this game, but learning from the best here tonight and how that's done very effectively.
Well, we weren't in Baltimore for that first MetroStars game, but I mean, I can say with full confidence, it's like night and day. Despite being down 3-1, Baltimore was all over them like a cheap suit.
Yeah.
In the first quarter of that first game. Of course, it was an 11-3 final. Babuli inside, appealing for a handball.
That looked like a handball to me.
Sure looked like it was a handball to me too, but no call there. MetroStars bench still up in arms over that. I'm sure we'll get a replay at some point to take a look, but unfortunate for the MetroStars, but again, just back to my point, it's night and day compared to that first game. Plays that Baltimore was just waltzing through in that opener. Mississauga is making much more difficult. Great defense by Marco Rodriguez there, as he lays it back for Paredes. And of course, Rodriguez, as mentioned, a bit tender today. He's playing after popping his shoulder out just on Sunday. Back in the lineup today, not exactly 100%, but you can say that about a few of these MetroStars players. A couple of groin injuries, shoulder popped out, bangs and bruises here and there, but sucking it up today as we see Diro going to work along the boards. Played down the wing by Baltimore. Becic, Kikalovic. Back for Becic once again, as we're about to near the 3-minute mark of the second quarter of play. 3-1 for the visiting Baltimore Blast over the Mississauga MetroStars here at the Paramount Fine Food Center. Right into the hands of William Venzela.
Yeah, it was a good idea. Kikalovic just made a lovely little run down the right-hand side. Becic spotted him, just lack of quality when it mattered most. But it was better from the MetroStars, a little bit better rotation and movement. You have these little periods where the game just lulls, doesn't it?
Yep.
Both sides just kind of settle in a little bit. It's an opportunity maybe for the MetroStars to try and force their style on the game, maybe up the tempo a touch if that's at all possible.
I feel like it's both teams at times just taking a bit of a breather and recharging a touch.
It's fast going, it's difficult and constant. Well, you got to get your changes right. Just have your little blast, 45 seconds to a minute, and then get off. I like the changes. The blast had a brilliant change before. The ball cycles from this left-hand side over to the right, exactly where the bench is. There's a change. All of a sudden, a 1v1 situation. Marco Rodriguez defended it really well, but a chance for the blast in an advantageous situation.
See the air superiority that the MetroStars have. Some big boys on this team. Could double for a basketball team in some cases. We've got some boys that are 6'3", 6'4". So it's the ball up in the air is a smart move. As we see once again, Rios intercepting with his head there, but Baltimore manages to get it up. But they are a big team, this MetroStars squad. Rodriguez will smartly lay it back for Becic. As the MetroStars do a change, Diro back on now. Diro laying it back. Lopez for Rodriguez.
I think this is the first time we've seen Lopez tonight, isn't it?
Yep.
Had some promising games. His home opener, he was absolutely terrific, so hopefully he can get back to that form. Missed the last game through.
Two goals, I believe, in the home opener against Orlando. As it's called on a foul there, it's going to be Baltimore ball. But no, Lopez, one of the bright young talents on this Mississauga team, also spending time in the Arena Premier League, which of course is the feeder for the Mississauga MetroStars. Play games every Sunday at the Canlan Sports Center and just off Wolfdale Road in Mississauga. If you love the arena game, come down and check it out Sunday afternoon, starting at 11:30 on Sunday morning. 3 games in a row, free of charge. See the future MetroStars play their game. Just under 30 seconds left here in the quarter. Mo Babuli on the run. Babuli couldn't quite handle it, but there's Lopez. We see that footwork. Lopez shot. Dos Santos has it go off him though. Stephen, you were waving your hand there. You're hoping
Sean
for a
Brown.
pass.
Yeah, I saw Sean Brown free.
Yeah.
Just hoped Lopez would see him. He was not happy, Sean Brown. He knew it was a chance to get the ball into his feet and do some damage. It was better play.
And that will run out the clock. 3-1 at halftime. I think Coach Phil Ionati will be happy with that result at this point, as the MetroStars are staying close to the 3-time defending MASL champion Baltimore Blast. We're going to take a break as well, and we'll be back after halftime. You're watching MetroStars Arena Soccer on MASL TV.
Fans, our next home game is this Saturday, January 5th versus the Milwaukee Wave. Kickoff is at 3 o'clock p.m. The MetroStars then close out the 4-game homestand on Friday, January 11th versus Utica City FC, kickoff at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are still available for both games. Visit MississaugaMetroStars.ca for details. You're watching the Mississauga MetroStars on MASL TV. Catch every game each week on the league's official streaming home, MASL.tv. Get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams. Make sure you are following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram, and MASL Arena on Twitter. Outside of being on the team, the best way to know what's happening in the MASL is to tune in to Kick This. Every weekend, Soccer Sam discusses the ins and outs of all the MASL action. Find Kick This every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern on iHeartRadio. The Mississauga MetroStars would like to thank Miter USA for providing tonight's match balls. Miter, founded in Huddersfield, England, is among the world's oldest sporting good brands, starting production in 1817. Miter is a proud partner of Major Arena Soccer League, providing arena-specific match balls to both the MASL and MASL2. The MASL and Miter share a long-term vision to see arena soccer grow in North America. Miter's Astro Division ball is the official game ball for MASL League play. Miter's Astro Division is designed specifically for play on artificial surfaces. It features a more accurate flight than the average ball and has a 30% reduced bounce to make it play more efficiently in arena soccer. Fans, stay up to date with the latest MetroStars news, views, and player moves on our website, MississaugaMetroStars.ca, or follow us on social media at Saga MetroStars on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Hey folks, welcome to The Zone, our halftime show here for Mississauga MetroStars against Baltimore Blast. Alex Bastiavansky alongside Stephen Caldwell as we just take a look at what happened in the first half. We'll take a look at some goals after the break, Stephen, but your analysis of what you saw from the first half here by the MetroStars hanging tough against the three-time defending champion Baltimore Blast.
Yeah, well, I thought they competed really well. They were in the game, obviously. They're playing against one of the best sides in MASL, so you understand it's going to be difficult periods, but good shape, good organisation to play. Early stages, they were playing more of the game that suited them. I thought they went away from them a little bit in the second quarter. Have to try and get back to playing a bit more of a physical game. You can see that the MetroStars have more size than the Baltimore Blast. Try and play a game that suits them that little bit more.
It was in the very first game in MetroStars history in Baltimore, 11-3 final for the Blast. In the first quarter, Baltimore was running away with it. It's encouraging to see Mississauga within striking distance even compared to that first game, but we can see just how far they've come along in a very short period of time.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. That game was a baptism of fire. It was right into, it was a really difficult arena playing against a quality side, and you could see there's still teething problems with the Mississauga MetroStars squads, but they've improved so much in the 5 games so far. They're still in this match. It can change really quickly. I'm sure Phil and I is in there right now, giving them confidence, telling them what style that he wants from the second half. Play more of their game, the longer balls into the boards, and try and get bodies up to support.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to show you some goals from the first half. More from The Zone coming up in just a moment.
All right, fans, it is now time to play some musical soccer. So I am joined by my 4 contestants who I've got with me: Cruz, Paige, Jack, and Lucas. So the way that this is gonna work is you are gonna walk around the perimeter of the center circle, but when the music stops, you're gonna grab a soccer ball and score on one of the easy nets. Now you have to score in order to come back and pick up a rally towel, okay? There's only gonna be 3 rally towels, so someone's gonna get eliminated as we go until we find our one winner. You guys ready? Okay, let's get ready. Stand around the perimeter of the circle. The music's going. Fans, let's make some noise for our contestants. All right, making their way around the perimeter. And the music stopped. Go grab a soccer ball and score on one of the easy nets. All right, Cruz is good, Jack is good, Lucas is good. Oh, I'm so sorry, Paige. You've been eliminated. We've got our 3 final contestants now. So let's put the rally towels back on the ground and stand at the perimeter of the circle. And we'll move on to round number 2. All right, let's begin walking around the circle. Down to our final 3. Oh, he tricks you there. Music's still going. Okay, it stopped. Go grab a soccer ball. You got a score on the net. Wow, nicely done, Lucas and Jack. Oh, that's okay, Cruz. Don't worry about it. Head on over there with Paige. Okay, fans, we're down to our final 2 contestants, Jack and Lucas. We're gonna see who's going to be our winner. Let's start walking around the circle. Okay, fans, let's make some noise. Is it gonna be Jack or Lucas? Okay, go grab the soccer ball. Who's it gonna be? Wow, nicely done. We've got our winner right here. Congratulations. That's okay, Jack. I got great effort. Okay, Lucas is our winner. And you know what? We've got an awesome prize for you. Come over here with me. We're going to meet Tom from EasyNet, and he's going to give you your prize.
What's your name?
Lucas.
Lucas, where are you from?
Milton.
We love Milton, the Milton Magic. Hey, Milton Magic. So, on behalf of the MetroStars, this is not a gift from EasyNet. This is a gift from the MetroStars. If we could, the MetroStars would give one to all these great fans who we want to thank for showing up tonight. Thank you, everyone, for showing up tonight. Greatly appreciate your support, the MetroStars. Thank you. And on behalf of the MetroStars, this is an EasyNet 57, a 5x7 EasyNet. It's a Canadian backyard invention that's now the most used portable soccer net in Canada. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Tom. Thanks, Lucas. Congratulations. You won yourself an EasyNet. Thanks for playing.
Hey everybody, welcome back to The Zone. Alex Bastiavansky alongside Stephen Caldwell. And we're going to take a look at some of the goals from the first half, but it started off well for the MetroStars. The potent combination of Damian Graham and Dwayne De Rosario, which has been working so well over the last couple of games, strikes again.
Yeah, it was great pressure from Damian Graham. He was the one that fought for the ball back first and foremost. You see here, a little bit of indecision from the blast. There's Damian Graham. And I love this pass. It would have been easy to be selfish here, go through and goal. Sees his strike partner alongside him out his left-hand side and squares it across to De Rosario into the back of the net. A terrific finish from Dero. He's up there supporting. That combination's been very successful in the last few games.
Damian Graham, of course, had a hat-trick against the Orlando Seawolves, and that inspired head coach Phil Ionati to put him into the starting lineup for the first time against Harrisburg on Sunday, of course, paying off in that game as well with the 7-6 win. But I think we're going to take a look now at the first goal by the Baltimore Blast, which tied things up 1-1. And just Baltimore, so much experience, Stephen.
Yeah, I like the way they've been moving the ball. I like the spacing in the field as well. It's good hold-up play. They had a few chances before this, particularly, but this time it's going to be Thomas. Good play from Mello. He's been very good in the first half of the match, and he finds the spare man there, and Thomas just on his left-hand side. Open goal, puts it into the back of the net, and it was just an indication of the quality that they have, the way they move the ball. Nobody's overindulgent. They always pass it on to the next man, the free man at the right time, and he puts it away comfortably.
You see Betchich being drawn out of position there, and a wide open goal for them to shoot for. That made it 1-1. We're going to skip ahead to, I believe, the fourth goal now, and just a beautiful play off the glass by Baltimore. I said it was a set play. I'm not sure if it was, but it's
magnificent,
set
isn't
up,
it?
yeah.
Brilliant. It's Hawksy there. Just plays it off the boards, and the angle that he finds off the board is absolutely magnificent. It falls right to Hughes. He scored the third goal for the Blast as well. There he is, this time on his weaker left foot. He's in motion before it even comes anywhere near him. He's the first to think about it. You can tell that's, the communication between both players. They've played a lot of times together. Hawksy off the boards, and there's Hughes into the corner and give them a comfortable lead. At the moment, it could change really quickly. The MetroStars are still in this game, so let's get seated for the second half and get excited for it.
But you see the Baltimore composure and confidence. They don't rush their shots. They wait for the high percentage one, and plays like that where they just know where the other player is going to be, laying it off the boards, laying it off the glass. That's something that Mississauga is learning, of course, as we keep mentioning, on the job. First year in the MASL, but you see the confidence growing game by game. They love that long pass into the corner that Becic is playing, which is proving to be fruitful for them even in this game, although it hasn't led to a goal yet, but they've done it several times.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Becic plays it into that corner. Normally one of the bigger forwards, De Rosario, holds the ball up, and then they back the play up from there, rather than trying the intricate stuff. They almost got caught with that. Kukalovic with a short pass. Becic was out his goal. There's a big chance missed from the Blast. So get the ball into the corners and then back it up from there. Play to their strengths. They're way more physical than the Baltimore Blast. I think Phil and Ionadi will be stressing that at half-time. Let's play the kind of game that we want in the second half here.
Let's talk about Marco Rodriguez for a second. Of course, the lone player on the MetroStars who had MASL experience last season playing for the Orlando Tropics and then coming home to play for the MetroStars in their first year. Game-saving tackle against Harrisburg. In the dying seconds of the game, popped his shoulder right out though, and it was something to see already. He was holding his arm like this. They brought him right off to get medical attention, back training the next day, and back in the lineup today. And Phil pointed out to us that that's just something that happens with Marco. Almost once a month his shoulder will pop out. He just gets it popped right back in again, and off he goes.
Yeah, he's an absolute warrior. He's out there again. His quality is undoubted. Did a lovely little move there, a little drag back with a foot, and then he's off on the attack. He backs the play up. He's very good in the power play. He's holding the point there. Created a great chance with Dero, a nice little combination off the boards again. So his experience is very important. It shows you what a warrior he is. That he wants to still be out there, even though he's dislocated his shoulders just a few days ago.
Tender, I think we could say right now. Playing a little bit tender. There's a few of the MetroStars that are playing tender today. A couple of growing injuries, but guys are toughing through the pain, and playing. Just talk about Damian Graham real quick and his ascension through the lineup here into the starting lineup by Phil Ionati. Him and Dwayne De Rosario, by the way, honorable mention for MASL Team of the Week last week, following the big games against Orlando and then, of course, the win against Harrisburg.
Yeah, he struggled to get into the game a little bit tonight. Set up that goal for De Rosario, which was a brilliant piece of play, but he's a boy that likes to run. He's got the pace, get in behind, and there's not really been a lot of space for that. So he's battling away manfully. He does his job really well. He lost one of the Baltimore Blast for one of the goals, not a defensive player. So again, try and play to his strengths. Try and get him to run onto things. Show that physical power of his. He's a big lad. He can hold the ball up as well. And I do like the combination with Dero.
And also defensively, we saw, we're going to wrap it up, but he's such a big boy. Those strides he's got, one of his strides are two for everybody else. So great defensive work by Graham as well in the first half. That's it. It's almost time to start the second. And we'll see what transpires. For Alex Bastiavansky, Stephen Caldwell, we'll see you after the game.
And fans, our next home game is this Saturday, January 5th versus the Milwaukee Wave, and kickoff is at 3 p.m. The MetroStars will close out their 4-game homestand on Friday, January 11th versus the Utica City FC. Kickoff for that game is at 7:30 p.m. and tickets are available for both games. Just visit MississaugaMetroStars.ca for details.
See your
All right, MetroStars fans, we're ready to start the second half. Let's hear you make some noise.
Welcome back to Mississauga MetroStars Arena Soccer on MASL TV. Alex Pastervansky alongside Stephen Caldwell. 3-1 for the visiting Baltimore Blast after the first 30 minutes of play. Stephen, it was, you see a chance here for Baltimore in the corner. Stephen, pretty even first quarter. Looked like Baltimore sort of got a hold of things in the second quarter, though, and their experience really started showing through, didn't it?
Yeah, I thought it did. I thought their quality started showing through also, Alex. But MetroStars are still in this game. They shouldn't be disheartened. They've played really well. They've, been very concentrated in their defensive responsibilities. Maybe not created as many chances as we would like, as we see Dero here trying to fashion one. I think they can move the ball a little bit quicker, and like I keep stressing, just play a bit more to their strengths. You can clearly see the physical difference. I think it's only really Hoxie, maybe Keita, with real presence for the Baltimore Blast. The MetroStars have a number of big lads. Get it in the corners and back it up and try and change this game a little bit the way it's going.
By no means should they be discouraged after that first half. As mentioned, the opening game in MetroStars history in Baltimore. They got spanked 11-3. They're within 2 goals right now against the 3-time defending MASL champions. And strong play so far from the MetroStars as Bacic plays a very nice ball off the glass there. As we see, the MetroStars have done that a few times in this game, trying to play the bank shot off the long ball down to one of their players. But encouraging stuff from the first half as we take a look at some statistics here. Pardon me. Shots 13-9 for Baltimore in the opening half of play, with 3 goals to show for it. Played just 2 minutes even now in the third quarter of play. Hughes, marked closely by Sean Brown. Long ball played in. Intercepted by Kukalovic, though. Back for Josh Paredes. Always under pressure, though. Baltimore giving the MetroStars no room. Anytime the ball is passed to a MetroStar, those Blast players are right on them. They give them no room to move.
Yeah, they know when to press the play, don't they? And they get right on to the MetroStars and don't allow them to turn to set up any attacks. It's a big chance. Melo will be at the centre of this, I'm sure. Dos Santos looks like he fancies it also.
Back for Melo, laid off to the side, but skied over top of the meshes. Take a look at a few more statistics here. 3 shots for Dwayne De Rosario in the first half. Mobabuli with 2. That's leaders for the MetroStars. Andrew Hoxie with 4 shots for the Blast and the block shot as well. 2 shots as well for John Hughes. Appealing for a handball where Baltimore there, and the call does go their ways. Rios doesn't like it, but it will be Baltimore ball. Melo, space through the middle, closed up by Dero. Melo still on a nice stop by keeper Adrian Bacic, though, who's done a great job today for the MetroStars, keeping them in tight against the defending champions. Should be pointed out, head coach for Baltimore Blast is Danny Kelly, who's been a fixture, shot on goal over the net, been a fixture in Baltimore now. Hired in 2006 by the Blast and played 8 seasons in Baltimore before becoming the head coach. Actually ranked 6th on the Blast all-time scoring list with over 200 points in his career. And 2008-2009 Coach of the Year. 6 championships as a coach, as we see an unhappy Bacic there with the call. But not a bad resume, Stephen. 6 championships and going on his 12th season now, coaching the Baltimore Blast. Longevity.
Yeah, he knows the game, doesn't he? And he knows the franchise as well. I think that's always important, that continuity. Someone who understands what it takes, what's required. We see a mistake from Bacic here that leads to this opportunity. Hughes is at the centre of it here.
Timeout called. Hughes didn't like what he saw there. They're going to take a quick break here with 11:44 left in the third quarter of play. And that means that we're going to take a quick break as well. You're watching Mississauga MetroStars Arena Soccer on MASL TV. and we'll be back in just a moment.
Baltimore has called a 30-second timeout.
Welcome back to Mississauga MetroStars Arena Soccer on MASL TV. Alex Bastiabansky alongside Stephen Caldwell as we see a good chance there by the Blast on the restart with the free kick, but Mississauga manages to escape here and hold it to a two-goal deficit, pardon me, with 11:15 now, and the ref is making the call of the pass back, and the MetroStars were screaming for it, and there was a long delay there, Stephen. I wasn't sure if they were going to make that or not.
Yeah, I don't think it's the right decision here, Alex. I think Mello need it back. Jonatas Mello, one of the best players on the rink tonight. He's been absolutely terrific, Mello. He knows this game inside out. I don't think he'd have made the mistake to pass it back, and there's no way that Vanzella would have picked it up if he did, but anyway.
The referees are conferring here to make sure they get it right.
I think it's a mistake, but I mean, there was a big reaction, wasn't there, from the MetroStars bench. They couldn't really see how it was put back. They thought it was a pass back, but it was a knee back, in my opinion, which...
And that's what Baltimore was. It was immediately pointing out to the referee is that it was a knee, and it looked, if I'm being honest, it looked from our angle like it was a knee.
I thought it was a knee. Yeah, I have to say, I wasn't watching too closely. Just reacted to the noise from the Mississauga MetroStars bench, but drop ball given, correct decision. I think the ref was a bit confused there, maybe a bit.
The crowd doesn't like it. It'd be nice, possibly the next stoppage of play, if we can get a replay on that to see what it actually was, but Mississauga would have loved that opportunity in tight, but it's a no-go. So with 11:03 left, still a two-goal bulge in Baltimore's favor here at the Paramount Fine Food Center in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. It's going to be a free kick for Mello out of the side, and he's got Moxie lining up. Brings it off to his left. Nice block there, though, by Lopez. Shot just wide. Baltimore regroups. Joseph Karen sticking closely to his man. Playing it back for his teammate from Toronto Croatia AC from last season. Maybe Becic and Karen. As Dos Santos back on the attack shot. Pretty easy save, though, for Becic, who gets down to get his gloves on it. Knocked off the boards there by Baltimore. Dero controls. Dero showing off the legwork. Back for Marco Rodriguez. Looking no worse for wear after popping his shoulder out in the last game. Graham. Back for Marco. Looked to shoot. Thought better of it. Controls. He's got Rios calling for it. Rios takes. They'll lay it back for Becic. With 10 minutes left now in the third quarter. Lots of time, as we've seen in arena soccer before, Stephen. Those two-goal deficits can be made up very, very quickly. The tide can turn. Goals come in bunches in arena soccer. Here's Dero with some space. Shot on goal, and it's a beauty! DDR. Little shake and bake. Beautiful goal by Dwayne De Rosario, and it's a 3-2 soccer game.
Absolutely magnificent goal from Dwayne De Rosario. Strength, And then ferocious left foot shot in off the post. Brilliant play from the captain of the MetroStars. It was absolutely terrific. Strength to just barge off the defender and then blast one. His left foot, he's right along the boards there. Plays a little 1-2 with the board. Great strength. They want a free kick. It's not a free kick in this game. It's a physical match. But what about that for a strike with his left foot? Brilliant play. MetroStars right back in this, Alex.
There we see that physicality of Dero that he's been showing, though, as he shrugs off his man there. A bit of a cold shoulder, but nothing too bad. But cleared a bit of space for himself and was able to march in, and that's just pure talent. That left foot is just dynamite.
Pure talent, pure physical ability, playing to their strengths. Can get even more physical in this game. I think it'll play into the hands of the MetroStars.
Sean Brown marked closely along the boards. Brown back for Moba Bruley, creating some space. Well marked though by the Baltimore defender. Bruley trying to win it back. Brown was right there. That was dangerous as Sean cut off the angle and very nearly stole the ball right in the crease there. Kikelevic back for Becic, but Mississauga, they were never out of it, but they certainly have some momentum now as they pull to within 1 goal of the 3-time defending MASL champion Baltimore Blast. Marco looking upfield, still pondering, gives it a boot, finds Graham, nice ball. Graham to the middle now. Paredes, Rodriguez. Rodriguez looking inside for Dero, intercepted though. Rodriguez picking it up again, blasting it off the defender's shoulder as it's collected by Daniel Oliveira. Hughes on the trot, but MetroStars fans, coaches, players alike are not enjoying some of the calls in this game thus far, as the free kick is called for Baltimore, but they thought that was a rather weak call, to put it lightly.
Yeah, I think Kikelevic went to ground. To me, it was a free kick to the Blast. I think that was the right decision, but they definitely played for it. Under a little bit of pressure there, weren't they? Mississauga doing a good job of playing the game and the defensive third of Baltimore.
They've had the majority of chances so far in the third quarter as they steal once again. Kikelevic along the boards. Of course, the MetroStars tonight are missing Martino Dumevski, who's been a pillar of strength for them so far over the season. He's out with a groin injury. Dwayne off to Graham. Damien with the ball, cutting to the middle. Damien got the keeper out off to the side. Matt Rios converts, and can you believe it? The expansion Mississauga MetroStars tied with the 3-time defending MASL champion Baltimore Blast. It's 3-3.
Fantastic. Brilliant attack. Rosario involved yet again. This time, he's the one to assist his strike partner Graham across the field. Graham cuts inside. We thought he was going to get the shot at goal. Did really well. Can't get it on target. There's Rios in the right place at the right time. Almost leaning against the boards, wasn't he, Alex? Just flicking it with the outside of his right foot. In off the post. Tied game.
I'm not sure if it was a relief thing at the end that he did this
Just
one for
stood there,
that close
didn't
in.
Yeah.
But this is fantastic stuff for the MetroStars. They're taking a timeout. We're going to take one as well. You're watching MetroStars Arena Soccer on MASL TV. We'll be right back.
Fans, I'm here with Richard, and we're gonna play Guess the Emoji Destination. Okay, we're gonna put different emojis up on the video board that associate with Canadian cities, and you just need to tell me which Canadian city it is, okay? All right.
Let's go.
I have confidence in you. Let's take a look up at the video board for your first slide. Okay, looks like we got the number 6. He runs the 6. Which Canadian city is that?
Probably Toronto.
All right, he's going with Toronto. Let's see if he's right. He is. Nice job, Richard. Okay, moving on to your next slide. A hammer. What do we think that is?
Oh, that's Hamilton.
He's going with Hamilton, and you are correct. Okay, moving on to the next slide. It looks like we got a horse and a cowboy. What do you think?
Calgary.
Going with Calgary. Correct. All right, you've got 3. We've got 1 more. Let's see if you can get all 4 correct. All right, looks like we've got some French fries and cheese. What do you think that might be?
Montreal?
Let's go with Montreal. What do we think, fans? Montreal is correct. Nicely done, Richard. 4 for 4. You're going home with this MetroStars autographed soccer ball. Thanks for playing.
MetroStars goal scored by number 6.
A dramatic turn of events here. Mississauga, 2 goals to even things up with the defending champion Baltimore Blast, and encouraging stuff from this first-year franchise. The learning curve has been steep, but once again pointing out, Stephen, they have come a long way in a very short period of time, haven't they?
They certainly have, and they've got this crowd rocking, haven't they, Alex? Brilliant inside this arena. Everyone's right into this game. They can see the effort that Mississauga are putting into this match. They believe now. They've got the 3-time reigning champions, Baltimore Blast, on the ropes here a little bit. Marvellous stuff.
Love seeing that MetroStars Sauga City supporters group coming out, getting the crowd into the Viking clap there. And you know, even the casual fan coming out to these games, they may not have known too much about the Kansas City Comets or the Harrisburg Heat, but pretty much they're going to appeal for a handball and they're going to get it. That was definitely off the arm of Kukalovic.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Kukalovic. It was completely unintentional. Just comes off the board at a really awkward angle. Kukalovic I don't think he knew a lot about it. I don't think he moved the arm to the ball, but there was no doubt it hit his hand in a great situation.
Dangerous chance here for Baltimore. Still trying to take that lead. Back shot. Great defensive play by Sebastian Lopez, though. And just to finish my thought, fans may have not known a ton about the Harrisburg Heat, Kansas City, Florida Tropics. Pretty much every fan knows at least a little bit about the Baltimore Blast, their reputation, their tradition of excellence. They knew coming in here tonight, chance for Baltimore, blasted off the crossbar, but they knew how tough this was going to be, and they knew if they could pull off a result like this tonight, possibly a win, what that could mean for this franchise with Baltimore being such a powerful squad as the Stars turn it back upfield now. Lopez, fantastic ball movement. Unfortunately gets stripped at the last moment there. Right back to Mo Babuli though. Mo down the boards, needs a bit of help though. Taken away by Baltimore. Mo Babuli, of course, named to the MASL first team week number 2 when he had a hat trick against Orlando. And he's got the ball again. Inside shot. Just wide. Rios ringing off the boards there. Narrowly missing the net. Back for Graham.
Yeah, this is superb stuff, Alex, from the MetroStars, isn't it? Physical appetite for the game. Babuli involved. Rios unlucky there.
There's that ball up for Dero that we've talked about time and time again. Staple in arena soccer, and they're learning how to play that to perfection. Back for Becic. This crowd is into this game, as the Stars have grabbed 2 goals in the third quarter to even it up 3-3 with Baltimore. Rodriguez for Becic. Becic playing well out of his net now. Looking deep, but right into the waiting hands of William Venzela. Of course, Baltimore is missing Tony Donatelli tonight, last year's second team All-MASL player, but of course, MetroStars missing players as well. This is just a solid result thus far for the MetroStars, rising to the challenge against the powerhouse of the Major Arena Soccer League. There will be no let up from Baltimore though down the stretch, that's for sure, as they're going to press the MetroStars for all they're worth here. 3:45 left in the third quarter, right into the arms of Adrian Becic, who continues to shine between the posts for Mississauga. Looking for Dero down the field, and it goes to him. Dero creating some space. Great job there by Dero to at least get the shot off, deflects off Joey Capinos, and it's going to be MetroStars ball.
Yeah, it was a good block from Capinos. De Rosario with that strength yet again, just allowing the ball to come over his shoulder. You know he's going to hit the target there, but Capinos not allowing the ball to go toward Vanzella's goal. Great block there. It's a situation for the MetroStars again. Rodriguez on the ball. So smart, clever, space as well here. Who's going to get the shot from this one?
Fakes it. Nice little trick there. Shot by Paredes, but he overran the ball there and faked out the Baltimore players for a moment. Nearly made the most of it there. Just couldn't quite get it to Josh Paredes for a clean shot, though. As Baltimore turns it back up. Paredes on the run. Be taken by Rodriguez here. 3 minutes even left in the third quarter of play. Tied 3-3 now. Bečić off to the wing. Bringing it up. Ball will pinball around. Babuli can't quite get a hold of it. Laid back to Vanzella. Once again, Baltimore's record so far, uncharacteristic slow start, I guess you could say. 3-2 on the season. They're one spot ahead of the MetroStars, so if Mississauga could pull off a win today, they would pull even with them. But their record is, you see Karen along the wing there. 3-2 so far. They've beat Mississauga, of course, in the opening game. Orlando and Utica, and actually have lost. They played Utica 3 times and they lost twice to Utica, who currently lead the Eastern Division with a 5-1 record. Looking like they're going to be a real force this year. Utica City FC in their first year in Utica. Not a first-year franchise, though. They were in Syracuse for years and then moved to Utica this year. So they are an established team, just playing in a different city. But first place right now with a 5-1 record, and that's going to be an exciting game with Utica City coming to town next Friday, Stephen.
Yeah, it's going to be a great matchup, isn't it? Utica setting the pace in the conference at the moment. Babuli with a nice little reverse pass there to Graham. Critical moment in the match, just I feel, Alex. It's a little bit scrappy. I don't think that'll bother the MetroStars too much, but they just have to keep concentrating. It's fast, it's furious. There's a lot of men being passed on and moved on. Communication is vital.
Graham deflected once again, though. We saw that beautiful pass by Karen. Long distance pass for D-Road that he controlled. They'll keep executing that as many times as they can. Rodriguez, minute left now in the third quarter. Looking for Graham. Ends up at the foot of Rios, but he just kicks it in the waiting hands of William Vanzella. Baltimore looking off pitch. Nice ball there for the keeper. Hoxie, pardon me. Hoxie guarded for Kukilovic in front. Stop off the post. And
what's a block?
Great defensive play by Rodriguez.
Yeah, what a block. He just came all the way over and knew it was critically important that he gets his body in front of that. It was a certain goal for the Baltimore Blast. A couple of occasions there he thought they were going to get it in the back of the net. Rodriguez wasn't having any of it. Wholehearted, brilliant defending.
Oh, that nearly took a deflection off Kukilovic into the back of the net, though, but didn't quite make it. Mello in tight, trying to feed it through. No. Rios gets control. Rios gets chopped down. That'll be a free kick for the MetroStars. Baltimore appealing for it, but certainly looked, from our vantage point, like it was a foul.
Yeah, it was a definite foul. There's no doubt about that. Rios looked like he was going to play it forward, but took a nice little touch and was brought down. Foul, the correct decision. I don't think anything more than that.
15 seconds left here. We'll see if they can't possibly pot a fourth in the dying seconds of the third quarter here. Kukilovic looking around, and they're content to just play out the seconds here. Looks like Bečić will give it a boot up, but time will run out. What a quarter by the Mississauga MetroStars. 2 goals. They draw even with the Baltimore Blast. That's it after 45 minutes of play. We're going to take a quick break and come back with fourth quarter action. You're watching MetroStars Arena Soccer on MASL TV.
Fans, our next game is on Saturday, January 5th. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff when the Milwaukee Wave are in town. And then on Friday, January 11th, the homestand wraps up when Utica City FC is here for a 7:30 p.m. kickoff. You can get tickets at MississaugaMetroStars.ca. The Mississauga MetroStars would like to thank the following sponsors for tonight's match. Leica, the official team apparel supplier. Pro Sound Hearing Services, the official shirt sponsor. Esco Clothier is the official clothier provider of the MetroStars franchise. We would also like to thank Kisco, Totera Fine Foods, Canland Sportsplex, and Paramount Fine Foods, home of the Mississauga MetroStars.
Okay, fans, our game day crew are in the stands, and it's time for a t-shirt toss. So we're looking for the loudest fans in the building. Who wants a t-shirt? All right, fans, get loud. We got some t-shirts for the loudest fans. And it's time for the fourth quarter. Let's hear you.
Welcome back to Mississauga MetroStars Arena Soccer on MASL TV. Alex Bastiabansky alongside Stephen Caldwell here as we enter the last 15 minutes of play in the third quarter. After being down 3-1, the MetroStars come back with 2 goals, and really, I thought, for the most part, held the balance of play there in the third quarter, Stephen, but really encouraging stuff for the MetroStars as they continue to gain confidence.
Yeah, what a game, isn't it? Finally poised, 3-3. Some good arena soccer all round, different styles matching up, but two sides really going out there to win. MetroStars competed terrifically well in that third quarter there. Thought they really deserved it. They upped the tempo, they showed a physicality that allowed them to dominate their opponents better than they have in any of the other quarters. And they're right back in this match. It's going to be an exciting last quarter, concentration needed, and who's going to be the hero out here for the first season franchise.
What's been especially interesting from my perspective watching this is the growing creativity from this team in ways that wasn't even evident a couple of games ago. Just the way they're using the boards, the way they're using the glass, different patterns of play they're trying. It's just a creative outlet and imagination even that's, again, as they're learning the game, it's increasing, you know, match by match, and we're seeing that tonight. Baltimore, though, so pardon me, go ahead, Stephen.
Sorry. Oh,
nice
what a save.
by Bacic there.
I was just going to say they're finding an identity, aren't they, Alex? They're finding a style that suits them as a team. Free kick given there. Karen on Orlando. I'll continue that thought in a minute. Is this a chance for Mello to create some danger in the penalty area of the MetroStars?
Let's see if Mello lays it back for Danny, who's calling for it here. If he tries to take it himself, no, lays it back. Danny, shot. Stopped by Bacic. Kalovic in the corner, marked closely by Mello, booted up by Josip Karen to relieve the pressure. They'll play it back for Venzela. Up the middle though, Lopez, Brown. Lopez hasn't had a lot of shifts tonight, but he's made the most of what he's had. He's been impactful out there when he's been on the pitch. Back for Bacic again. 13:20 left now in the fourth quarter of play. Matt Rios, the veteran. Marco Rodriguez back on the pitch now. Di Rosario, shot from distance, but over top of the net into the mesh.
Yeah, nice play though, Di Rosario. This time off the opposite side, coming onto his stronger right foot. Just can't keep it under the crossbar. But Yeah, the MetroStars are finding their identity, aren't they? They're finding what suits them, what suits the players that they have. That's very important for any team in any form of soccer, to know what you're good at, and I think they've played that style really well tonight. A little bit more physical, a little bit longer, allowing the technicians to do their work. But Bully's had some good moments. Di Rosario.
Little shirt grab there by Rios, and he got, they caught that. He's not even trying to complain this time.
No, I don't think he should. That was clearly, we could see it from up here, couldn't we? It was about, you know, this shirt was, large shirt was about triple XL at that moment. He was pulling it that hard, just putting off.
He used to take. Back. Santos off. And the crowd's giving him the Bronx cheer for that one as he puts it up into the stratosphere over the net. Becic looks upfield. He'll find Big Rios using his head to get it to Diro. We talked again about that height advantage the MetroStars do have. Diro, who's been a wrecking ball out there physically for the Stars in this game and past games as well. Marco. Adrian Can. Diro again. Looking back for Marco. No one there on that right side. Graham is coming over now, though, to take it. Graham off the boards. Nice play up front. Can got flattened. Appealing for... Were they appealing for a handball there?
I thought it was a pass back. Was it? Yeah, I thought it was a pass back to the goalkeeper's hands. And that was a fortunate foul there for Rodriguez. So decisions going both ways. I don't think any team can have any real complaints about favouritism, but some bemusing decisions there, I think. Both sides of the rink.
That's twice in this game the MetroStars will feel like they were sort of missed out on a pass back. No dice though, is Becic. Letting it bounce off the boards once again. There's Graham. Pokes it right into the hands of Venzela though. Off to the wing. Aside from the usual suspects, Stephen, is there anyone from the MetroStars that stood out to you this game that you've liked? Melo in tight, cleared away. Off the line by Kikelevic with a beautiful defensive play there. And
great pieces of goalkeeping, both ends there. Becic stood up tall, did really, really well. Then Venzela reads the play. Paredes tries to play the ball forward for Brown, but Venzela's there to stop that opportunity.
As we see it on the replay here, initial stop there, but Kikelevic right there to just clear it off the line.
Back to clear it, wasn't he?
Yeah, nice play.
Yeah, I think he's been a team performance, Alex, really, to be honest. Everyone's played their part. There's been a lot of great concentration. I can't think of any real moments. Di Rosario again probably stood out as his captain's role, the quality he possesses. I'm just waiting on that one moment from Babuli. Every game I think we've had a moment where we see something really special. Not really had that yet this evening. Just thinking, is he going to spring into life and be the match winner here?
There's Baltimore, 2-on-2 now. Thomas. Overlapped by Diesel. Thomas, nice play there by
Paredes.
Josh Paredes, sacrificing his body.
Superb. I think he had one in the first quarter. A great block in the early stages of the match. There's another one there from Paredes. Quietly going about his job.
He's a workman out there as Diro hopped on and hopped off astutely so as not to get called for too many men, as Graham cuts back and gets a solid shot off, but Venzela managed to get his body in front of it. But you see the creativity of Damian Graham there. It's just, this game is just growing by leaps and bounds over the last couple of weeks. Just over 10 minutes left now in the fourth quarter. Once again, Paredes sacrificing his body. He'll have some bumps and bruises tonight after the game, no question.
No, back from Graham there. Defensively as well, and a lovely little flick.
Beautiful play. D-roll on the board, shrugs off his man once again. He's got Graham on the far side. Can't get it over though.
No, terrific from Melo to cut the angle. D-roll will be disappointed with that. Not to get it across to his strike partner Graham. It was Graham with the initial beautiful flick. I thought it was maybe a free kick, but he was given the benefit of the doubt and just couldn't get it back to his partner for what would have been a tap-in.
Baltimore was screaming for a foul there once again as well.
Yeah.
For the upteenth time this game, we've seen Dero just shrug off his man there. Shot wide of the net by Hughes. Dwayne trying a long ball on the keeper. Not a bad thought as he was cheating off the line there, but it's handled and played off for Dos Santos. But Dwayne just continues to throw his body around with reckless abandon in this game, and he's been winning all the balls. He's done that so far. Hasn't had a call go against him. It's typically resulted in him winning the ball and continuing on upfield. As the ball was played out of bounds, I believe they're saying it was deflected off a Baltimore player, so MetroStars ball. This would unquestionably be the biggest win in franchise history for the MetroStars if they could pull this off tonight. With all due respect to Orlando and the Harrisburg Heat,
yep.
No comparison. Rodriguez, Babuli shot, oh, and he's shot in the goal! Damian Graham, the money man! Unbelievable! Puts the MetroStars in the lead, 4-3 with 8:24 left in the fourth quarter.
Oh, he deserves it, doesn't he? Terrific evening from Graham. Link-up play, unselfish running, and some shots at goal, showing some composure and some confidence at times. And he deserved that opportunity just in front of goal. The moment from Babili that we were talking about, just moves the ball, blasts it in towards Vanzella's goal. He couldn't handle it. Look at this strength, agility, composure from Babili. Just that half yard towards the goal. Vanzella won't be that happy with that, but Graham's there to nod it into the net. 4-3 lead for the MetroStars. A long time to go in arena soccer, but exciting stuff happening here in the Paramount Fine Food Centre.
Bit of foreshadowing on your part there, Stephen. You wanted to see some Babuli magic.
Did, yep.
And he answered the bell there. There's that play from start up until finish. Graham providing the finish, but Babuli did the rest of the job there. His beautiful footwork to make that happen. Graham with the tap in with his head, and boy, oh boy. It's going to be an interesting last 7:45 here. As you know, Baltimore is going to come on like gangbusters now. But Mississauga holding that 1-goal lead over the 3-time defending MASL champion, Baltimore Blast. It bears repeating, a squad that, well, annihilated the MetroStars in their first ever game by an 11-3 count just under a month ago. As a foul is being called, and it's going to be against Baltimore's Adrian Can.
Yeah, but
gets dropped.
A bit risky there from Adrian Can. He's not played a lot of minutes tonight, has he? See a heavy strapping on his left leg. I'm wondering if that's had something to do with it, but taking a bit of a chance here as the pressure came from the Blast from two forwards.
Handball on Baltimore. The MetroStars free kick. Well, Coach Iannati mentioned before the game, with the walking wounded today, they got a lot of guys with bumps and bruises and bangs, and a couple of groin pulls in there, and nearly stolen there from Rodriguez. But they're not at full strength. Baltimore's not at full strength either. But Mississauga had plenty of excuses tonight if it didn't go their way. But they're not using a single one here. They are giving the Baltimore Blast all they can handle, pardon me, and they've called a timeout. We're going to take one as well. You're watching Mississauga MetroStars Arena Soccer on MASL TV. We'll be right back.
We'd like to thank our ceremonial kits from tonight's match from Toka SC and Avenir FC. To learn how to get your group or team involved, visit MississaugaMetroStars.ca for more information. We'd also like to welcome the Gladiator Sports ownership group to tonight's game, and they would like to invite you out to our next home game, which is on Saturday, January 5th, when the Milwaukee Wave are here for a 3 o'clock kickoff, and then the MetroStars will close out their 4-game homestand on Friday, January 11th versus Utica City FC, kickoff at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are still available for both games. Visit MississaugaMetroStars.ca for details and tickets.
Welcome back to Mississauga MetroStars Arena Soccer on MASL TV. Alex Bastiavansky alongside Stephen Caldwell as the MetroStars are pulling right now. If this is to finish up with them getting another notch in the win column, would certainly send shockwaves throughout the MASL early in the season here, taking down the defending champions, leading 4-3 at this moment. Oh, played out front. Stars get away with one there. Baltimore continues to press, though, appealing for a handball, and they get the call. Now that looked to be outside the box to me, though.
It was very, very close, wasn't it?
It was.
Balistegi it was. Again, another lad that's not played a ton of minutes tonight. It was last-ditch stuff. He knew it was going to be a tap-in. What's he given here?
It's going to be a huge call regardless.
Big call.
Big call, yeah.
Big call. He thought it was a penalty.
Well, he hesitated there, didn't he?
Well, I'm wondering if Vanzella takes the penalties or if he's just getting involved there, but he had came forward.
Yep.
Melo's going to be on this one. Concentration needed.
No, shot the wall doing its job, though. That went off Velistegi. Goes back to midfield. We should point out quickly, next home game for the MetroStars, Saturday, 3:05 kickoff against another league powerhouse in the Milwaukee Wave. And then next Friday, the 11th, against Utica City, 7:35 kickoff at the Paramount Fine Food Center. This is the murderer's row of teams they're facing here over this week, and this is just the start of it against the Baltimore Blast. There's going to be some huge games coming up against MASL powerhouses. Oh no! Oh boy! Josip Karen, it happens.
Yeah,
but that hurts.
Off the boards, isn't it?
Yep.
It's so difficult to try and judge how it's going to come. And Karen was there, he was trying to defend, he knew there was a player in the middle that was going to go to. Unfortunately, just comes off his foot and into the net. Betches with no chance. It's so disappointing. MetroStars were giving absolutely everything. They're throwing the bodies in the line. You can see the blast have upped the tempo. Yeah, I'll be disappointed with that one, Karen.
Just the way it came off the boards there. I wasn't quite expecting that.
It didn't come off so fast though, Alex, did it? Maybe could have moved his feet a little quicker. It's not easy.
Almost would have been better.
To judge.
Almost would have been better just to let it go.
Yeah, maybe.
But of course, you never know who's behind you. So understandable in the moment. It's unfortunate though. To mention that stuff like that will happen throughout the season, but all that stings. So an own goal by Joseph Karen makes it a 4-4 game. 5:56 left now in the fourth quarter, as the MetroStars continue to hang with the MASL champions. Dero on front shot. Just couldn't quite get it past the defender though. Nice play once again by Marco Rodriguez. Hughes, Rodriguez, coming boot to boot. Let's see who gets the call here, and it's going the MetroStars' way. Once again, Marco showing no ill effects from popping out his shoulder on Sunday against the Harrisburg Heat. He's been, honestly, he has been an absolute rock back there for the MetroStars today.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
he's hardly been off, has he?
Nope. Yeah, he's been out there the most and throwing his body around with reckless abandon in front of shots and in the corner as Adrian Can shoots that into the waiting hands of Vanzella. But no, Marco, a truly towering performance today for.
He's been a leader, isn't he, Alex? He really has. He's shown that experience, led throughout. There he is again, lovely little flick away from the goal.
If he's not there to make that flick, that's going into the back of the net, courtesy of Jamie Thomas. As Dero, for once, is on the other end of a body check in this game. That's the first time I've seen him.
Looked like a flop to me, that, Alex. Saw that many times in training. As I came in with a hefty challenge there, Rosario floating around in the ground. But doing the job for his team, that's what it takes.
You love to tease your former teammate, don't you, about that stuff?
I certainly love it. Good friend of mine.
He's had some good ones this year, there's no question about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, his performance has been outstanding. The admiration to see him out here. Achieved almost everything in the game, hasn't he? And he's out here and put his heart and soul into it. What is he, 37 years of age? Older than that.
I checked his bio today, Stephen. He's the big 4-0.
He's 4-0, wow.
Oh, boy. Mello. With the beauty. flicks it past Adrian Becic, and Baltimore pulls back into the lead. And that's a pretty gorgeous goal, Stephen, regardless.
Yeah, he starts to move, plays it into the wide area, then goes again. Beautiful little touch just with the top of the foot, and then that second touch is crucial, and the third touch is in the back of the net. Melo's the most outstanding player in the park on the pitch, in my opinion. He's been absolutely brilliant all evening. Floats around the field, just scores a terrific goal. And the MetroStars have it all to do. Disappointment, the arena's went a little bit flat. The crowd have got to get behind them here. There's still a lot of time to be played. They're in this match.
Melos, the leading scorer for the Blast so far this season, and continues to pad his totals tonight with an excellent game. Stephen, as you mentioned, 5-4 Baltimore now with 4 minutes exactly left in the fourth quarter. Can the MetroStars pull another rabbit out of the hat and at the very least equalize with the three-time defending MASL champions? We're about to find out. Josip Karen looked like Graham was going to overlap them, but didn't quite. Lopez into the corner for the big man, Adrian Can. Can laying it back for Lopez, talented youngster. Graham, he'll look out front. Dero, oh boy.
Ritsky.
Kind of thought we might have a repeat of the Josip Karen play for a moment there, but not quite. Lopez.
Well, six-man comes on here. Rodriguez in the white shirt. They're going to go for it here, the MetroStars. And Rodriguez, almost like a quarterback back there who can touch it in the box, but very good with his feet.
So a reminder to fans who may be watching arena soccer for the first time, keeper can put on the white jersey. 6-man up. He can't handle the ball outside of the crease, obviously, but he can go back if Baltimore presses, and he can handle the ball still inside the crease. But MetroStars taking chances here as they need that one goal to try to even things up. As Karen gets dropped and the whistle goes, and it'll be a dangerous chance for the MetroStars with 2:48 left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it was the right decision, wasn't it? It was a foul on Karen. He used his body really well there. Alex just got himself between the Blast defender and the ball. And all he could do was come through Karen to try to get to that football. Timeout, crucial timeout, 2:48 left. Big moment in the match. Can Phil Ionadi and the coaching staff come up with something really special here for the MetroStars to draw this match level?
We'll find out. If they take a timeout, we shall too. You're watching Mississauga MetroStars Arena Soccer on MASL TV. We'll be right back.
MetroStars fans, we've got 2 minutes and 48 seconds left. We need you to make some noise!
To Mississauga MetroStars Arena Soccer on MASL TV. Alex Bashavansky alongside Stephen Caldwell, and it is gut check time. 2:48 left now in the fourth quarter. MetroStars down by a 5-4 count to the Baltimore Blast. Regardless of what happens today, they're going to be, I think Phil Ionati will be very happy with the squad's performance. Dero with a shot, but it would be so much nicer if they could get a win against the three-time defending champions, obviously. As Mississauga has 6 players out right now. That's Marco Rodriguez wearing the white jersey. They pull the goalie here, trying to get an equalizer. Mobabuli back for Rodriguez. Shot from distance, just wide of the post. But we've seen all season the dynamite that he packs in that left foot, Stephen, and nearly making them pay once again.
What a strike, wasn't it? My first initial thought was, don't hit it, keep moving the ball. And then when he struck it, I thought it was going to nestle into the side of the net. It was a thunderous strike from Marco Rodriguez. He's had a terrific match this evening, wearing that white shirt. He's on the point there.
Didn't
see what's been decided here.
Didn't miss by much.
No, it didn't.
It's going to be a MetroStars free kick here on the edge here.
Well,
so
I'm betting everything I have that Diro's hitting this, Alex. I think Babuli's going to find De Rosario.
We've seen them execute this play on the national team together. Diro both times put it in the top right corner on the layoff to the left-hand side from the man touching the ball first. We'll see if they try that again here. It's a set play they've worked to perfection before. Oh! Marco Rodriguez!
What a goal.
Unbelievable! Marco gets the equalizer. 5-5 with 2:18 left in the fourth quarter. Stephen, neither one of us were expecting
well,
that.
I was absolutely wrong, Alex, and I'm delighted to say that I was, because the ball nestles into the corner. Goalkeeper with absolutely no chance. Rodriguez does that wide movement, comes sweeping in. Thought he was just going to pass it off, or at least dummy it maybe, and Babuli would play it to De Rosario, who's hanging out on that left-hand side. And in the end, none of that. Maybe that confusion with Diro out there. The Baltimore Blast probably thinking it was going to him also. A little bit of delay and then unstoppable into the corner. Here's Mello.
Oh, look at that once again. Great defensive play. That was Kukelevich this time.
A header from Babuli.
But you saw the attention to detail. Kukelevich tucking his arms behind his back there, Stephen, to make sure there was no handball. Great play by Allen. Oh, Paredes trying to get it out front, just couldn't find Mobabuli.
Yeah, he just rushed it a little bit in the end, didn't he? He was in behind there. Going to be a frantic last 150, 145 here. Great tackle.
Oh, Paredes. He has been everywhere tonight. He's telling Mobili to go right. Mobili does. Paredes doesn't need him though. Paredes with a shot right on. William Venzela handles it. But what a game by Marco Rodriguez, doing absolutely everything for the MetroStars tonight, scoring goals, making tremendous defensive plays, and being the all-out general there for the Stars as the man with MASL experience, and it's proving to be absolutely invaluable. We've got just over a minute left here.
What match has been, isn't it, Alex? I think I have to say, a real advert for the MASL. Two quality teams, not giving each other an inch. The defending, the attacking play, it's had absolutely everything. Drama. Looks like we might get overtime.
Dos Santos looking in the box. Hughes, just quite couldn't hit his teammate there. They'll regroup. Hughes once again. Stolen. Here's Mobabuli. Let's see if he's got some more of that Mo magic in him that you were referring to before.
Oh, what a ball.
Beautiful ball for Rios. Rios off to the wing. Was looking for Graham out front. Just couldn't quite get it to him, but working along the wing there is Rios. Kukelevich. Back for Marco, who looks up at the clock. They got 22 seconds left here in the fourth quarter to try to avoid overtime. MetroStars looking for that last shot. Beautiful ball in off the boards. Rios has got a size advantage for sure. Can't quite work it though, and they're going to whistle it down. And I don't think that Rios did much there, to be completely honest with you, to warrant a whistle, but it will be Baltimore ball with 7.2 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it was a gorgeous ball in from Rodriguez to Rios. You felt he was going to hold it up, but Mohamed and Jai did very well defensively.
Under a second to go, Baltimore not using the clock very efficiently there as they run out of time, and you can see the frustration by Andrew Hoxie, who's saying should have hit it sooner.
Yeah.
But that's it at the end of the fourth quarter here. We're going to go to overtime, find a winner somehow. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching Mississauga MetroStars Arena Soccer on MASL television. Welcome back to Mississauga MetroStars Arena Soccer on MASL TV. Alex Bastiavansky alongside Stephen Caldwell. And boy, who'd have thought we'd be in this position right now? The upstart expansion Mississauga MetroStars going to overtime with the three-time defending MASL champion Baltimore Blast. It'll be golden goal. First goal wins, Stephen, and it's first overtime game in MetroStars history, actually.
Fantastic, isn't it? It's been a great game. A real advert for the MASL. Terrific stuff from both sides. And hopefully someone out there in an orange shirt is going to make themselves a hero and just write their name into the history of the Mississauga MetroStars with what would be a historic and very important overtime winner. But brilliant match, exciting end to end. No one really deserves to lose, but I just feel the effort that the MetroStars have put in to compete and stay with the Baltimore Blast at home here with this crowd behind them, rooting for them to go and get that goal.
Start to finish, for me, I would say it's by far the most solid game they've had. Yeah, they beat Harrisburg. Yeah, they beat Orlando. Orlando didn't have a full roster for that game, but just a solid game from start to finish for the MetroStars tonight. And no let-ups throughout, really. I mean, Baltimore got goals back and tilted the field a little bit in the second quarter, but the Stars have stayed with them.
They never lost the focus, did they?
They never lost their focus, no. As we see Dero controlling, he'll play it back. So for the Stars, you've got Rios, Rodriguez, Adrian Can, Dero, and Damian Graham out there. And of course, Bacic in goal. Bacic moving way up right now. Always makes me nervous when he doesn't, when he leaves that much of the field open there. Susceptible to a pass, and there's Graham's gonna get whistled for a check into the board, and the Baltimore bench is absolutely livid.
Yeah, they want a card here, don't they?
They do.
They feel that Graham just put Mello into the boards.
Kind of smoked him into the boards head first there. I'm not sure if we can get a replay of that, but yeah, just to see what happened. But it's
I have to say it was dangerous play, and it was right at the entrance, the gate where the players come in and out. But I don't think it was intentional from Graham. He tries to hold the ball up, he leans into Mello. Mello goes over, a blue card comes out. That's so unfortunate.
Yeah, just a bit overzealous there, and I mean the adrenaline's pumping. It's overtime. And again, I agree with you that it doesn't, no malintent there, but not sure if we'll be able to get another look at this.
Yeah, Mello's up. I think he's made the most of it, isn't he? There's not a lot in it. Look at him. He's looking at his shoulder right now, but he's absolutely fine. I can tell you that.
He's looking at his shoulder, but he was holding
he's played it. He's got a little bit of a cut in his shoulder or something like that. But it was at that unfortunate point where the gate opens to go in and out from the changes, and the blue card's coming out. I guess it was dangerous play. It was brilliant pressure. Yeah.
There's a bit of contact there, but he was holding his head, and now he's pointing to his shoulder. So. But, there was contact there. There's no question about it, but I do agree. I think he might have sold that a little bit. But regardless, blue card and the MetroStars.
It was good play, Alex, from Sam Guernsey. I have to say, he made Rodriguez play it down the line, and they pressed it really well. Let's keep an eye on this.
We've talked about in the past, the MetroStars' Achilles heel this season has been their penalty kill. It was by far the worst in the MASL up to this point. So they did improve in the last game. They managed to kill off the only time they were at a disadvantage. and they're going to have to do the same thing here as Baltimore has an advantage of 6-on-5 right now. Great defensive play by Sean Brown.
That was magnificent from Brown. He sold himself, but he got up really quickly to make the block.
Brown hasn't played a ton, but we saw him play on the penalty kill off the glass there, just wide of the net against Harrisburg as well. He's a small, quick player who cuts the distances very fast. One-timer by Huxley over top of the net. MetroStars ball, and they are halfway towards killing this penalty off, Stephen.
Yeah, the work rate to defend there, you can see everybody, the body position. Valistegi was brilliant, just shuffling from side to side. Brown with that big block. There was 1:06 left, but so far the 4 outfield players, Can, Rodriguez, Brown and Valistegi, have been absolutely terrific. They're going to just get back into shape here now. Hope that they can just concentrate and see it out. Babuli comes on for Brown. They come really narrow.
Baltimore, all it takes is one goal. They can walk right to W. Moxie off the glass. They couldn't quite execute the one-timer, though. That's what they were looking for. He'll try the same play again. Once again, just out of the reach of his teammate, though. But that's a set play. They love to use the blast. Off the boards to the waiting teammate for the one-timer. Moxie again trying to find the middle. Great close out there by the MetroStars, and a steal nearly by Mo Babuli, who does well just to slide and intercept and get the ball back over midfield. Shot by the blast off the side of that. Another shot. Adrian Can takes it off the shin. And now it's Babuli on the break, one-on-one. Babuli, does he look up? Shoots! Oh! Off the iron, Mo Babuli. What a sequence of events. And now it's Baltimore with numbers down the field as Adrian Can does fantastic.
Yeah, Graham's back on here. Power play's gone.
What a sequence of events. Baltimore comes so close at one end, and Mo Babuli, he just charged down the wing. I don't think he looked up once.
No, it was fantastic. He knew he didn't have the support, Alex, didn't he? And instead of trying something really clever on Mello was waiting on that. He just kept going down the line. He trusted that left foot of his, then arrowed a shot across. He must have been tired because he had been part of the penalty kill for so long, and just came off the post. Nobody could keep up with Babuli, so there was nobody there even to try and get the rebound in.
Just found that extra burst of energy right
so close. Valistegi, I beg your pardon, Valistegi almost gets here trying to keep up, but sliding challenge from the blast to save it. Brilliant series of events, just epitomises this game the way it's been. End-to-end stuff, great football.
Well, you wanted some Mo magic, Stephen, and you got lots of it tonight.
Yep.
As Mo has really showed us a thing or two. Baltimore in deep, marked closely by Rodriguez, shot on goal into the chest of Rios, and for a heart-wrenching moment there, I thought they were calling a handball on Rios, but no, it's a foul on Baltimore. So.
Yeah, there's a bit of pulling there, I think, on Rodriguez. Here's this play, Becic into Diro.
Worked perfectly once again back to Diro as he goes
nice
once again down, a touch easy there, and it's corralled by Baltimore. 6:10 left now in overtime here. Golden goal wins. Thomas over to the side, shot just wide of the goal. Damian Graham pursues. Picked up again. Orlando has been dangerous all game for Baltimore. Now it's back to Dos Santos. Orlando deep in the box, marked by Graham. Dos Santos looking upfield. Bring it off to the side. Oh, Rodriguez does it again. Once again, Rodriguez staying close to his man and executing perfectly defensively. Baltimore has the momentum here, though. Shot on goal. Oh, Becic made the original stop, but the rebound is put home by Orlando. Heartbreaking stuff for the MetroStars. Elation for the Baltimore Blast as they win 6-5 in overtime with the golden goal. And I'm not entirely sure if it was Guernsey that got it or Orlando there, Stephen, but regardless, 6-5. MetroStars, though, nothing to hang their head about after this game.
No, nothing at all. Somewhat irrelevant who actually gets it. I think it's actually a Becic own goal. Alex, it was Guernsey that put it in towards the goal. Orlando was in there, but There's a deflection, Kukalevich slid in, it came off the post and back off Becic's head. Just creeped over the line. Phil Anadi's not happy about something, but the MetroStars, Mississauga MetroStars should be extremely proud with their performance here tonight. They've been absolutely terrific. It's a sickening way to lose, of course, but what a terrific performance. You can see the experience of the Baltimore Blast here shaking hands. They know they were in a match tonight. That was a terrific advert for the MASL between two ties that just wouldn't let up for one moment as they went in the quest for a win. Brilliant stuff, and yeah, they'll be disappointed tonight, but I think when they reflect, they'll realise how far they've came in such a short period of time from that first game of the season to what this, the sixth game.
They've gained a lot of respect from the Baltimore Blast tonight, and they're gaining respect throughout the league with performances like this. I'll tell you, the MetroStars are looking like they could be a very dangerous team once they get going in the season here. They're learning on the job as they applaud the crowd, and the crowd gives it right back to them. They're gaining a lot of fans, this MetroStars team, showing a lot of heart as they learn the arena game here. And tonight, despite the loss, their best performance of the season so far. It may not show in the win column, but boy, oh boy, they brought it against the three-time defending champion squad. That's it for us tonight. 6-5 final as the Baltimore Blast down the Mississauga MetroStars. Next home game for the Stars will be Saturday, 3:05 kickoff against the Milwaukee Wave. We hope to see you then, folks. For Stephen Caldwell, I'm Alex Bastiavansky. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.